Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another reaction video. Today, we are reacting to was Prime Mongraal really that good?
Get the f out! Yes! King Washi boys!
In my personal opinion, Prime Mongraal was definitely really that good, but this was also 4 or 5 years ago. Let's get into it.
At the age of 14, Mongraal took over the gaming world. He was the best fighter in the game.
And then Clix came around.
Let's go. That kid only had an AR. Nice.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest.
Don't call me again!
This was
You're
crazy.
both dog compared to me, bro.
This clip was insane.
Aqua on me!
This was an FNCS.
Dance!
This was insane.
And he
This
let
was literally an
everyone
eternity,
know that
dude.
he was the king of Fortnite. If you ask anyone who the most dominant player was in 2019 and 2020, they would say Mongraal. But was Prime Mongraal really that good?
This is the question we're asking here.
Playing Fortnite in
Shout out
October
to Brunos.
2017, just a few weeks after it came out. In the beginning, he played for fun, but quickly realized he was better than everyone he played with. Because of this, he decided to start streaming his gameplay. His first ever stream was on January 17, 2018, and he only averaged 3 viewers. Over the next 3 months, his numbers slowly went up, and he eventually signed with a professional gaming organization
called Secret.
After signing with the team, the BBC News Network released an interview with him, and this would be
25 million views, bro. That's insane.
less
I
than
didn't
6
see
weeks
that.
after this interview aired. Mongraal's average viewers on Twitch went from 20 to over 2,000. His gameplay
Damn.
was helping him blow up, but just how entertaining he was at such a young age.
Damn,
took his
BBC
career to
put him
another
on.
level. The first time the entire Fortnite world would really learn his name was during the $25,000 Friday Fortnite tournament. These tournaments were a kill race format with the best players and biggest content creators in the world competing. And this was the perfect stage for Mongraal to showcase his talent. The first one he got invited to, he decided to team up with his org mate, Dementos. And
I
as
remember
two of
this
the youngest
chat.
players competing, they absolutely ran through the competition.
More damage down the
Did they win it? Oh my god. Chad, you guys know who Hogman is? He used to play, but now he works for Epic. Is that insane?
Match, man, as we see a great match. Just in
It's crazy. Back then, it used to be like kill races for tournaments because there was nothing else.
Has just taken over this tournament and won 10.
A 14-year-old.
On his line.
Following this tournament win,
That
he
is
had
pretty
so
crazy.
much momentum,
That is
and
pretty
he was not
crazy.
going to let that go away. By the end of 2018, averaging anything less than 10,000 viewers would be a surprise, and he was
That's
beginning to
nuts.
enter his
That
first
is
prime.
nuts. That is
Epic
nuts,
Games
Chad.
announced that there would be $100 million in
Yep.
competitive prizing.
We
and
qualified for that the
first
most, Chad. Let's
was
get
the
it.
Winter Royale. You had to get top 200 to qualify, and Mongraal finished in 3rd, but like a lot of top players back then, he was too young to compete. At the
I didn't
time,
even-
you had to be at least 16 years old to play in tournaments, just like most other esports. This meant he had to miss out on the millions in prizing available in the summer, fall, and secret skirmishes.
That is crazy, bro. I didn't get to play any of that stuff. I was so sad.
February of 2019, Fortnite dropped the biggest esports tournament to date, the Fortnite World
Crazy how
Cup.
anybody that was able to play
This was
skirmish
$30 million
isn't a pro
tournament
anymore.
that would be hosted around the world, open for anyone to compete. And at the bottom of the announcement was a line that would change Mongraal's life forever. To be eligible to participate in any Fortnite competition, a player must be at least 13 years
13
old.
is a good age.
Now
13's a good age. 13's a good age.
13's a good age.
that he was able to play in the tournaments, he was ready to show everyone just how good he actually was. Going into the World Cup, he teamed up with another one of EU's best players, Mitro. Nowadays,
Big
we all
Mitro.
know how good this
These
duo
were the
is stuff,
days,
but
Chad.
back
These
then,
are literally
nobody
the
knew what they
days.
were capable of. Needless to say, they
This
got
was me
off
and
to a
Skeptic
really
versus
hot start.
Mongraal Mitro,
Their
Chad.
first tournament together was
Wow.
the Lux Cup. It was basically a warm-up for the World Cup qualifiers, and not only did they win the semifinals, they won the finals as well
Damn.
after dropping a bomb in their last game.
I didn't know that.
Not only was Mongraal winning tournaments, he was streaming them for everyone to see. There were plenty of other good players, but nobody was doing it while live to tens of thousands of viewers. Heading into the World Cup, there was nobody with higher expectations than Mongraal. And there was also one group of people that had really high expectations, and that was FaZe Clan. FaZe is one of the most recognizable esports organizations, and they decided to sign him right before the biggest tournament
That's smart.
in esports history.
Smart
the
guy.
First week of solo qualifiers
Smart team.
went well, but not good enough as he just missed qualifying by 4 points.
Damn.
But duos was a different story. Him and Mitro had no issues securing their ticket to New York, placing 2nd in the first week. They
Damn.
ended up qualifying
I didn't know
3
that.
times in the 5 weeks of competition, and to be honest, nobody was surprised.
Damn, so
Although
Mongraal
he
qualified 4
almost
times,
qualified
huh?
In week 1 of solos, the rest was a bit of a struggle. That was until the very last week. There
No
was
way he qualified for the
would miss
last
out on the
week.
biggest opportunity of
I didn't
his
know
life,
that.
and he did this to secure his spot.
No way can you survive in this
Oh, I
situation.
remember this. This was
Jamming himself
crazy.
underneath the structure. He might
This was actually
his
insane,
head might have
Chad.
been poking through the floor. He's saying just ahead, just out of sight. Does the player see him? I don't think so. The drop in. Gets the
That guy
shot
missing
off
that
and
shot
gets
was the best thing
elimination.
ever.
Mongraal literally putting on a clinic of
I mean,
why
all of
you
them
need
were
to
missing
pay
shots.
attention to what's going on.
They were all
Are you
missing.
kidding? Just
Thank
barely.
God.
So 3 ball.
Launch pad, he's gonna launch pad off. Oh my goodness, are you serious? 13 eliminations, there's still 4 players left.
Oh my God.
Including him. And it down! No way! Are you doing this right now, Mongraal? No way! Top 3 situation now. Gonna get the time.
Yeah, this
for
was
the
insane.
minis.
This was insane.
Still needs to find 2 more. Not sure who he's fighting. It's Alec on high ground and then Zur. He actually, Mongraal, took down every single player that we talked about earlier in the lobby. And now reloading the double RPG as well. Zur is gonna go down in another one. Mongraal,
I mean, this was literally such a good game, dude.
Are you kidding me? There is no way you just did that. All right, see you, Lupo.
I gotta go.
That was easily
That
one
was
of the
crazy,
best
yeah.
solo clutches in Fortnite history, and with that, he became one of the 22 players to qualify for both the solo and duo World Cup.
Wow, that many people
Later,
qualified?
he traveled to New York for the finals. While him and Mitro did not win, the duo was able to finish a very respectable 6th place and
That
take
is really
home
good.
$450,000.
That is 6 is
The
good.
two of them won more money in one day playing video games than most people make in a couple of years. While solos would be a bit more disappointing for him as he would finish 13th, he still took home another $150,000.
That's how much I made,
Pretty
chat.
solid weekend.
I got 18th.
For Mongraal, this was just a taste
Well,
of what
well,
was to come.
Duos is
Following
terrible.
the World Cup was a brand new competition, a $10 million trios event called the Fortnite Championship
Did he
Series,
win this
better
one?
known as FNCS. For this, he decided to stick with his duo Mitro and bring in yet another young prodigy by the name of Benji Fishy.
No,
Being
okay,
three
okay.
of the best players in the world.
But did
no
they do
team was
good, though?
scarier than the MMV trio. They didn't have a real game plan, yet they were just running through the competition with full confidence. But nowadays, doing this does not work. If you
True.
want to place good in tournaments, you need to have a solid game plan. Throughout the qualifiers, you would see 3 things.
We just got a hashtag out on us.
Mongraal beating
I
people
skipped
out
it.
of the
Sorry,
air with
chat.
an infantry
Love you,
rifle.
Bronos. Oh my God. Oh my God.
A ton of yelling. And of course, Mongraal
That is so
absolutely
funny.
popping off.
I'm gonna drop, I'm dropping.
I'm dropping.
Aqua on me! Go Aqua! Shit on! Shit on! Dance!
Yo, he was.
Dance, bitch!
Mongraal had a blast, dude.
They were on a roll, and
He had such a
nobody was
roll.
stopping
Because he
them.
was still playing and
In
doing
the
good,
5 weeks
chat.
of qualifiers, they won 3 of them, and the other 2 were second places.
I did
They
not
made
know that.
$400,000 in 5 weeks.
I
and
did
that was
not
before
know
the
that.
grand finals even happened.
Did they do good
On
in the
top of
grands?
This, they also won 2 cash cups and their FNCS heat.
Damn.
Going into the grand finals, it was pretty much a given that they would win. They were
Wait,
the
they did
best
that
team in the
good?
region, and they also had the best.
Okay, his
offense.
prime was
And
crazy.
Of course, they started off the grand finals with a win.
Just securing it, playing it safe. There's only 1 player left. What are they going to do as they pressure all the way down? Caxi goes for the high ground, and Mongraal's in a 1v1v Caxi, but no, some backup comes here. It's Mitro. It's going down right now. Looking at for the perspective here, Caxi's still in the game. Mitro's going to get a trap.
Damn.
Oh, it's actually Falcony, who is
I didn't know they did that
Played
good,
the
chat.
W until they had to deal with mechs. If you played Season X, you know how broken the mechs were. For the last 3 games, they kept getting griefed by mechs, and this ultimately caused them to choke. For most people, this was a solid performance, but for them, it was pretty disappointing.
Wait,
To
what'd they
this
get?
day, people still question whether or not they would have won if mechs were not in the game, and I honestly think they would have. As a competitor, Mongraal may have fallen
What did they
short,
get, chat?
but as a streamer, he was hitting new highs. His streams were averaging close to 50,000 viewers.
Wow.
And he was the face of competitive Fortnite.
That's insane.
The following season,
That
would
is
go from
insane,
trios
chat.
to squads. He split up with Mitro and ended up playing with Benji Fishy, Nate, and Wolfies. Honestly, they did not look like a team that had potential to win an FNCS. Their placements together were mediocre, and they barely scraped by to make it to the grand finals.
Damn.
Then, out of nowhere, they had their best performance of the season and placed 2nd, falling just short of their first FNCS title.
They
Being
got
so
second
close,
in
you'd think the
grands?
success would continue, but this was the beginning of his first downfall. Over the past year, Mongraal had undoubtedly been one of the best players in the game, making hundreds of thousands of dollars. But 2020 would see him decline as the new players began to surpass him. Chapter 2 Season 2 was duos, and instead of playing with his World Cup duo Mitro, he chose to play with Benji Fishy. With these two teaming up, you'd expect them to get top 5, if not win every tournament. But it was quite the opposite. Although they were
No
solid
way, I
when
don't
it came to
remember
Cash
this.
Cups, FNCS was a bit different. The first qualifier went well as they finished in 2nd, but after that, it was all downhill. They were playing worse and worse every week before getting 15th place in their heat and missing the grand finals.
No.
2 players of their caliber failing to qualify was honestly pretty shocking. It was a really disappointing performance, but the following season was his specialty, solos. You would expect Mongraal to love a season where the game mode for FNCS was solos, but he did not. The pump shotgun, which was his favorite gun, was vaulted for the entirety of Chapter 2 Season 3. This
Damn.
meant he did not
I don't like solos either,
so he was
chat.
very demotivated. Even though he didn't play too much, he still made the grand finals, but had his worst placement ever, and it seemed like his run at the top was gone forever. It was
Damn.
obvious that he was falling behind, and he finally started to realize that. For some people, this would make them quit, but Mongraal was ready to grind back to the top. The following season, the game mode changed back to trios. Just like before, he would team up with Mitro, but instead of bringing back Benji, they picked up a new emerging superstar, Tayson. Tayson was coming off of an FNCS.
This is one of the way they
and he
won.
made a name for himself throughout the 2020 season. Chapter 2 Season 4, better known as Stark Season, was perfect for them because it was so easy to get a spaz. Since that was Mongraal's favorite gun, they were destined to win since he was finally grinding again. Their run also started off as well as it could have. They won the FNCS warm-up and were looking far better than any other team on the region. They landed at Stark Industries, which was by far the best.
Stark was good. Stark was so good, chat. I missed
Other
that.
teams were not going to let them have that without trying to stop them. But this did not matter.
1v3. Wow.
Fuck out! You fucking washy boys! Don't ever fucking contest me because you'll get 1v3 like that!
Week after week after week.
That's
they
insane.
continued
That is
dominating any
insane.
team that tried to contest them. During this era of
That was in
Fortnite,
grants.
being contested and still winning tournaments was unheard of, but they were doing just that. And the thing is, half the time they were not even trying. Mongraal and Mitro were constantly trolling, and Tayson was the only one who took practice seriously.
I would be so mad if I was Tayson.
Making sure I don't really die though.
Oh, go up here, please, please. We're in the game.
Ooh, Tayson wants to do the God IGL. Do we listen to the IGL, Tayson? Let's have a think about this though.
I would be so mad if I was Tayson.
The most kills right now. Which one?
Oh, let's go.
They were just having a good time, dude.
By the time the FNCS Grand
They were
Finals
having a
rolled
good
around,
time.
the
You gotta
crew
respect
had
it.
enough respect to be uncontested. With the best loot in the game, they had no intention of losing this tournament.
Let's go.
1 HP.
Oh my god.
Let's fucking go.
Even in games they didn't win, they were still putting up a ton of kills, pulling farther ahead on the leaderboard. After day 1 came to an end, they had a massive 30-point lead on second place,
Damn.
and it looked like his first FNCS title was guaranteed to come. But on day 2, Flick, Anas, and Thomas HD decided to land at Stark Season because they should not get this free of a win. At first, this proved to be an issue for Mongraal, Mitro, and Tayson as their lead began to get smaller and smaller. But of course, this was prime Mongraal, and he was going to win no matter what. By the time the last game started, their lead was small, but nonetheless, they were in first place. They could either play the last game out and risk losing, or land on the second place team and grief them. They went with the second option, and we were ready to see
landed
if
on
this
second?
decision was going to pay off.
Bringing you the final game.
How do I not
right
remember
here,
this, chat?
right now, and we're gonna kick it off where else but in Sweaty Sands with 1 and 2 standing toe to toe, mouth to mouth.
I don't remember this.
At one of the
Wow.
strongest.
Like I mentioned earlier, there was a lot of players who were good, but nobody could do it while streaming. This was one of the only times.
I mean, that's how it is now, chat. Like, I swear I'm the only streamer who plays.
Because of this, throughout the weekend, Mongraal broke almost every viewership record, and it was well deserved. Once again, he was on top of the world.
He was.
But somehow, this was the last time he would ever reach this point. After winning his first FNCS, he began to have a steady decline. He would fail to place highly and then struggle to find good teammates, which was an endless cycle that continued until he finally decided to hang it up. For almost 2 years, we did not see him on Fortnite until the release of Fortnite OG.
I can't believe we didn't see him, dude. I can't believe like he just actually quit. I would never quit, dude. Amount of years and seasons that I did bad, chat, and now like this year was my best competitive year.
While their end goal was to
We've been
qualify
doing
for
so
the
good.
FNCS Global Championships, they ultimately fell short. But with trios returning and Mongraal fully locked in, is there a chance that we can see him enter a third prime and win yet another
I mean, listen, dude.
FNCS?
Number 1, great video by Bronos. So listen, I think Mongraal had a prime that was worth the history in Mongraal. 100% one of the best primes ever. So shout out to Mongraal. We definitely got to do some stuff, bro. He was living here in NA in my building. Now he's back in EU. But nonetheless, it was a great video, bro. If y'all want to watch more videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And hopefully you guys enjoyed another one of the Clix Reacts.